Jungkook and Wine were out of the restaurant now. Walking to their car, he was two steps behind her, watching her, slowing down her pace till she turned towards him. Wine, I'm hungry. Jungkook, I told you to finish your meal. Wine, I'm hungry for ice cream. It's different. He placed his hand on her back and took her with him to car, opening the door. Wine, I want ice cream, and before you say you have somewhere to go, which I clearly know where, it's a no. I want my ice cream first. Jungkook picked her up, taking a seat inside, putting her on his lap. The driver started the car, and the scowl on Wine's face had to be the most adorable thing he ever saw. Jungkook, fix your scowl, princess. We're going for your ice cream. Wine, drive through. She giggled, moving her legs up the seat, and Jungkook removed her heels. He gently massaged her soles, and she kissed his cheek. Jungkook, won't you show me what you got for Ella? Wine, no, never. He laughed slightly. She knew he was not interested, but definitely loved teasing her. She was tired, but wondered how he looked all fresh even after a whole day of work. Then, taking her woman around for shopping and spoiling her, she sworn he was built different. He got her the ice cream, and she enjoyed every bit of it till they reached home, and she was lazy enough to get on her own feet. Or she simply loved getting spoiled by him, knowing he would never complain. She extended her arms, and without being told, Jungkook picked her up in his arms. He held her heels in one hand, which dangled down, and he carried her to her room. Jungkook, did you enjoy? He placed her down on the bed, and she nodded. Wine, a lot. Thank you, baby. Jungkook held her change into a night outfit. It always turned butterflies in her stomach. After every time they went out, it could be any outing shopping, wedding, dinner, anything. He would be the one to get her in the bed. Would remove her makeup with cotton pads, remove her jewelry, change her dress, and tug her into sheets. And that's when, if she needs to do her skincare routine, he would do that for her too. No one could spoil her more than him. She wondered how much her daughter would be spoiled by him. The only thought made her imagine so many beautiful things. He went to change himself after putting her to bed, and she snuggled in sheets. When he came back and slipped into sheets, she got in his arms and ran fingers through her hair. Wine. You know what's the best part? Jungkook hummed and raised his fingers against her arm. Every time he looked at her, his eyes said in another story. They spoke love and admiration. Wine. No one knows this side of Jungkook exists except for me. Jungkook. Everything is for you, princess. It's you who came into my life and made me act like this. I have no hand in this. She chuckled and kissed him. His fingers brushed through her hair, which provided her with such comfort. Once they pulled back, she yawned and rested her head on his chest. His eyes shifted towards the ceiling, and he kept brushing fingers through her hair till she was asleep, and finally slept himself too. The next morning, Jungkook left to see Jae. First thing, he was standing before the boy, who was tied down with a chair. His wrist had deep marks and hair a mess. A few punches were probably gifted to him, seeing his state, but overall he was fine. He must have struggled a lot. Jay, who are you? Why are you keeping me here? Jungkook, give me his phone. His hitman grabbed the phone and made Jay forcefully unlock it before giving it to Jungkook. He went through the whole gallery, including the AI apps, which he kept to Photoshop the pictures. There were so many girls and their pictures he wrongly used to blackmail them. He threw the phone down and walked to him. He made him look up by pulling on his hair. His grip so strong they almost ripped the hair off his skull. Jay groaned and tried hard to open his eyes. Jay, what do you want? Jungkook, whine. Don't whine. You thought you could play with her and get away with it? Jay, John, what? What do you mean? Jungkook, she's my woman, John Jungkook's, and you dare to mess with her. You were lucky enough to survive the first time, just because she was kind enough to let you go. Jay, John Jungkook? He gulped at the realization. He would be an idiot to mess with John or his woman. Only if he was not busy messing with other girls, he would have known. Jay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I swear. I didn't know. I would never do that, I swear. Jungkook, too bad. It's already done. By the time Jungkook was done, Jay lost his one hand and both eyes. Jungkook always kept women out of his business at all costs, unless they were involved in any acts. He wiped himself off the blood and left the room, going back to his office room as composed as ever. Now that he was done with his revenge, he could finally focus on other things. The first thing he saw was text from his wife, which did rest of the work in lightening up his mood. Wine, don't be too hard. He doesn't deserve that. I love you. It was as if she knew everything without being told at all. Jungkook was not an open person, but this one woman had the ability to read through him every time. She learned him enough to know what he was up to, and Jungkook loved her to bits for everything she was ever given to him.